take you along the refit of Freebirds, an 18-cell 60. She partially sank in Japan during COVID and grounded on a beach. This year the owner decided to bring her back to life. During several months she was prepared to sail to Thailand. We put an external plywood patch over the damaged area, built a temporary rudder, put a new engine in and a lot more. We then sailed her over 4,000 nautical miles, mostly against wind, to start her major refit.
Are you ready for another weekly update? I hope so. In any case, it's coming here. You see or may see not that a lot of fairing and filling is in progress. Different colors here. And that's probably not very interesting to look at, but it's work I really appreciate. And yeah, you can see the result in person. Now, what is a bit more for the eye or more interesting are these two new handrails that are in here. So they are actually structural, built in a structural way to support that really rear part of the cabin top, basically what's here. So there is the very strong part supported by this pillar and the same pillar on the other side, and carbon that runs on it, but the whole section behind it, which is a little bit too weak and had too much flex, and hopefully soon does not have it anymore because of this solution here. So these bars here, that's also foam cord, but 8 layers of unis that run all the way from the back, well, actually from the back to the front, so that the handrails would follow the curvature of the cabin top. A shaped up wooden batten served as a mold. The right bar is how it came out of the vacuum bag, and the left bar is already sanded down to shape. And then these foam pieces, and they will now be glassed to the cabin top itself, like really structurally bonded in there. And this is where the carbon fiber unis run over here. So this is a super strong point bonded to here, and then these two bonds here that should hopefully take out this flex. I didn't test it yet because the glue is quite fresh, and obviously it will also be more stiff once the fibers are going on here. That's probably going to be carbon fiber, 300 grams biax, first layer, and then the second layer on top here, and the same in all these sections. All right, but what took the major time of this week were the two engine rooms. They are basically complete new rebuilds. The hull stayed, but that's about it. No, actually also the tube for the rudder post stayed the same, but the whole back of it is new, as you can see. That's all foam. We left this top as it was with the balsa, so that was all dry. It's unlikely to get ever affected by water because there are no holes or anything in it. And also it would have been a pain in the ass to replace it, because to access it from the other side we would have to remove this round section here, and I just didn't want to cut that off. I think the benefit was too small. What we did though is cut inside this little locker. We cut the floor out of it to have access to the entire bulkhead, and doing the laminations in here. So the guys are actually able to go in here and do the lamination from in there. So yeah, I first thought we're just gonna stick some sticks in it, but they made it look easy. And obviously this floor is gonna be closed again, but it's not a big aesthetical problem in regards, like if we had to take this off, that would be a bit trickier. All right, so this furniture is also going to be replaced and actually built a bit different. So at the moment the idea is just that you have one step and then onto the floor here, and there will be a little podest, like there will be this level here that is current here, and this one will be risen up. So you have 2 steps to go in, basically first, then second, especially to come up. It will make it much easier. All right, so here is one of the major bulkheads that is nearly all in here. Obviously they have to be joined. There's no way of doing it in one piece without removing the deck, and so we just join these together, put the fiber on it, and it will be as strong as one unit, just a little bit more work. You see how they're already glued in with the fillet, and then we can run the fibers in here. And onto the top section, there's also a tiny bit of balsa left there, but this is already with the reinforcement that we've done. There's a lot of carbon fiber in there, so all that strength is taken care of, comes from there. Now an interesting bulkhead is the one right in front, or the one that is not right in front of us. I'll show that from the other side in a second. So basically above here, well, that's the engine bay where the engine sits, where the sail drive goes through, and right above there is a berth. So that's a double bed here, and to the front this bulkhead is obviously only ending at this level and doesn't go up. And it was built just out of wood, plywood and balsa, and so there was no, we couldn't leave the back of it. I wanted to first leave the back of it, so we have the finish on the other side still done, then just glue the bulkhead in from this side, but it wasn't possible. So what we're going to do is we have the bulkhead on the inside, the hull side, already with filler on it and faired, so that's a smooth surface that we just glue it in, and from the other side we can then easily paint it again. But it will be much stronger than it was before. On the inside we can also glass the connection to the hull. So yeah, that will be much stronger than before, and also the foam should isolate just a little bit better than the balsa from the noise. Alright, and there's basically the same happening on the other side. The engine room, we won't go in there, but we can take a look from this side. Actually it's better from the other side because there's no floor, so a bit better access. So that's where this bulkhead is missing, and you see how this trace, again in theory we could remove this entire thing to have even better access to it, but it's just not worth it. It's going to be much stronger anyway, and having the bulkhead already filled, like the surface of the bulkhead already filled and faired to paint it, it will be easy, and they're small sections, so they will look good easily. And then this will be the next step, the whole floor here, to rebuild that entire structure. I will be a little bit more time consuming because we will have to also put in some hatches, so to have access to the bilge area in here. And you see why they have to be replaced. They're still quite strong, but there's so many holes in it. It's just so unsure what's still intact and what is not. So my idea for the future, or for the solution now, instead of having different holes in different sizes and different places, to have one big cutout here. We can reinforce that cutout and then build a little tray here to the hull that doesn't have to be restructured or anything. It just has to support all the cables, all the wires, the plumbing, the diesel, all of that should then just run here all clean, and hopefully be a much nicer solution than all these holes and cables that are hanging in here. We had hardly access to the bilge. So I think that's the smoothest solution to go for. And then obviously the rebuild of the cabin in front there. The rebuild of the kitchen is also waiting. It's going to be slightly wider, as you can see there to this side. So yeah, it's not getting boring yet, and dagger boards are also coming closer to the end stage of the planning and actually the executing, so that will be very, very interesting. And till then, after this a bit shorter weekly update, I wish you all the best and fair winds and following seas.